This is Ocean Transportation Intermediaries by Hayden for my class Transportation Systems with Professor Fry, and the due date on it is 9/29/24. Why I chose this regulation, the Shipping Act of 1984. I chose this regulation because ocean intermediaries are either ocean freight forwarders (OFF) or non-vessel operating common carriers (NVOCC), and the FMC regulates them under the Shipping Act of 1984. Essentially, this regulation is the conductor of all ocean commerce in the United States, which is huge. The Federal Maritime Commission, the FMC again, is the federal agency responsible for regulating international ocean transportation to and from the United States. Rules and effects. A foreign company issuing its own bill of lading for shipments to the United States must publish a tariff following FMC regulations and file a bond with the FMC in the amount of $150,000. The penalty for violating this requirement is a fine of up to $40,000 per shipment. Whether or not the carrier receives the money for transporting the cargo is irrelevant to the violation. There are also no exemptions for spot business. It is unlawful for a licensed U.S. NVOCC such as MIQ to handle cargo transported under bills of lading issued by companies that do not meet the tariff and bond requirements set forth above. The penalty for doing this is also a fine of up to $40,000 per shipment. Prior to offering services in the U.S., an OFF must contain a license from the FMC and submit proof of financial responsibility for the payment of claims. What does this mean? This means if your company does not meet the tariff and bond requirements set forth above, you may not issue your company's ocean bills of lading for shipments to the United States. And here is a summary. There are many different hoops and rules and guidelines and licenses that you have to go through before ocean transportation can start. That's for their own safety. The FMC regulates ocean transportation for U.S. imports and exports. OFFs arrange cargo movement from the U.S. to international destinations, while the NVOCCs provide ocean transportation services but do not operate the vessels themselves. And as far as on-ship safety and on-the-job safety, the International Convention on Standards of Certification and Watchkeeping for Seafarers, aka the STCW, requires crew members to receive training and have the required certificates for endorsement. Maritime workers should wear appropriate protective gear such as safety harnesses, helmets, shoes, or goggles, establish a culture of safety and trust with other coworkers, and respond to maritime injuries with proper first aid. The water transportation industry has a fatality rate of 4.7 times higher than the rate for all other U.S. workers. And these risks could include injury, illness, and fatality. The main risks are accidents from poorly placed objects that can cause slips and falls, and also fires or explosions, which could cause loss of life or property on the ship. And another potential safety risk is the exposure to hazardous materials or fumes. Maritime workers are exposed to fumes, asbestos, heavy metals, and solvents, which can lead to a respiratory disease or even worse, cancer. The two references I used were the Ocean Transportation Intermediaries from the Federal Maritime Commission, FMC, and from a website called miq.com, which was the legal requirements for ocean shipments to the United States. And that is the end of the slideshow. Thank you.